Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. I'm Carl the Cobra Froch MBE. You know the rest. Listen, it feels different when you're stood next to the ring canvas when the action's just been on. I'm just going to give you my take on Sunny Edwards and Galal Yafai. What a performance that was. Really enjoyed it. This episode is brought to you by Cobra Casino. Right, so I've jumped on the M42 earlier, smoked up to Birmingham, and I've just witnessed Galal Yafai put on a career best performance. That was one hell of a fight for Galal. I mean, Sunny Edwards, I did expect more. He has just announced his retirement straight after the fight. He got stopped by Galal Yafai, who I want to say he was on fire, but he just performed really, really well. But it was so relaxed and almost sort of just a methodical, relaxed, poised performance. He was just walking forward, putting shots together at his own pace, enjoying it. He walked back to the corner, didn't even look like he was breathing. But we've got to look at the result. He just stopped Sunny Edwards in round 7. And Sunny Edwards is unbeaten up until he got knocked out by Rodriguez. I mean, Rodriguez is one hell of a fighter. But nobody's done that to Sunny Edwards. And we didn't know how good Galal Yafai was going to be moving forward, if he was ready for a world title, if he had that sort of pedigree to become a world champion. Obviously, we know he's good, but he's a lot better than what most people thought. Everyone thought that was going to be a tough fight. I went to see him this evening in the changing rooms beforehand. He was relaxed and confident, but sometimes you put on that persona when really you're thinking to yourself, this is the stiffest test I've got, this could go either way. But actually, that was a one-sided whooping in favour of Galal. He just put on such a good performance. Relaxed behind his jab, walking forward, throwing body shots, head shots, making the shots. I mean, Sunny Edwards was loaded up with shots and firing back. He did get a little bit of success, but he lost every single round from round 1 right until the referee jumped in round 7. It was a one-sided whooping in favour of Galal Yafai. Hopefully I'll be catching up with Galal very soon. But I'll have to ask him what he was thinking, because from round 1 right until the stoppage happened, he just didn't look like he was out of first gear. He didn't look like he was breathing when he was going back to his corner. It was almost too easy. I never want a fight to be that easy, and I don't want to give Sunny Edwards any disrespect. I don't want to play him down, because he's been a top fighter. He's had a great career in the game. Obviously, he had that knockout loss to Rodriguez, and I just do wonder what that's taken out of him, because I expected more from him. I don't know how his training camp went, I don't know how the sparring's gone, but he's turned up tonight confident, believing he can do the business against Galal. And actually, he's just been outclassed there. And I don't want to say that with any disrespect, but that was such a polished performance, outstanding performance from Galal Yafai. I'm really excited about where he goes next. Would I chuck him straight in there with Rodriguez? Probably not. I'm not saying he couldn't cope with it, but Rodriguez is a bit of a monster. We saw what he did to Sunny Edwards with that knockout. It was quite a bad knockout. And I just think, what is he, 31, 32 years old? He's at that time now where he does need to step up. But this fight tonight, let's not take the shine off what he's just done. This fight tonight was a test for him. This was an acid test where after tonight you say to yourself, does he belong at world level? Well, I'll tell you what, he fucking does belong at world level, because that was a world-class performance from Galal Yafai. And like I said, hopefully we'll be catching up with him, but I can't give him any more praise. It was just brilliant, and this kid's got one hell of a bright future. Looking forward to what he does next, really am. So it is actually official. Sunny Edwards has retired, and he did say in there tonight that his legs were gone. But I'm not going to let that take any shine off Gal's performance, because the performance was so good. I don't want to darken it or piss on his parade, because it would be unfair to say that because Sunny Edwards is now saying I'm retired and my legs were gone. You can look at that and say, right, what was his training camp like? Did he know in training camp that he wasn't there? But there was times in there when Sunny was having a go, letting shots go, putting together big shots and landing shots, but nothing was effective. Galal would get caught with one, then slip the next 2 or 3. He blocks shots, he slips, he counter punches, he's aggressive on his front foot, and he just walked down Sunny Edwards from round 1 right through to the stoppage in round 7. And I can't give him anything but credit, and I wouldn't take anything away from him just because Sunny's now saying he's retired. But after that performance, I can kind of see why he's retired. He got knocked out by Rodriguez, and then to be outclassed by somebody who's really having his test. But you know, Gal might go on to become a top world level fighter. He really might do, and that's no disgrace of a loss for Sunny. But I can see why after that loss there that he's decided to hang his gloves up. But fair play to him. He's had a great career, and I wish him all the best. So this is as real as it gets. Listen, the lights are about to fall on our head. The de-rigging, the ring's coming down, the canvas is coming down and going. So we're going to go to the backstage now and see if we can find Galal Yafai in his change rooms. Come on, let's get there. So I'm here with Galal, the new champ. Why was that so easy? You make me sick. It was so easy. Yeah. I'm jealous because my fights were never that easy. What happened?
That's Rob training me hard. Yeah, I think we had a great camp. You know, I had to put everything into it. I had that worry while I was training for Sonny. I knew he was such a good fighter, so I had to, give 110%. We had good sparring, good training. Just Robbo was onto me, and he showed in the ring.
I give all my credit for my whole career to Rob McCracken. Obviously, he's trained you since you turned professional, but that was some performance. You were so relaxed. Was you that confident before you went in, as much as you shown when you was in there letting the shots go? Because you just seemed from round 1 to round 7 when you stopped him. You just walked him down, backed him up, and just putting shots together. It was beautiful. I'm mesmerised by the performance. Did it feel that good, or do you need to watch it back? Did it feel that good in there?
Yeah, I felt. You know what? I felt strong in there. I felt like I was just too good for him. But again, it's down to Rob and everyone at GB Boxing. They just train me so hard. They get me ready. They keep me grounded. And yeah, I think it shows in my performance. But I'll have a look, watch back, and all credit to Sonny. He's a top fighter, but I was just better tonight.
Sonny is a top fighter, and he's just announced his retirement. He says his legs are gone. I mean, his legs didn't look gone to me, and he was throwing shots back, winging them back. But your reaction, your defence, very, very sharp, very poised, just waiting for them. You got caught with 1 or 2 little shots. You got a tiny mark on your eye. No trouble in there. You didn't feel bothered at all.
Nah, I felt comfortable the whole fight. I just felt comfortable. I don't know what it was. Just thank God it worked out for me tonight. It's my night. Hopefully I'll continue to have success for my whole career.
I'm sure you will. What's next? Got any plans?
Just rest. You know what? I leave it to Rob to sort out with Matchroom, and I'll just fight whoever. I'll just get trained from Rob and everyone at GB Boxing, and I'll just do the fighting.
Well, listen, you've showed tonight that you belong at world level, as far as I'm concerned, because Sunny Edwards has been in there with some great fighters. I know we got Chinta Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is one hell of a fighter as well. Bit of a monster in here in the division, but nothing for you to worry about. But you can still have 1 or 2 more fights. But is there any names that stand out to you? You say, right, I want this guy.
Nah, you know what? I'm not a type of fighter. I just do the training and the fighting. I let Rob choose who want to fight or who he wants me to fight, and he just sorts out with Matchroom. And I want to be world champion.
And I think you're going to do it. Listen, nothing more less to say except for congratulations, outstanding performance.
Cheers,
well done. Enjoy it.
Cheers.
Nice one, mate.
Cheers. Thank you for that.
I'm here with the main man, Robert McCracken, the man behind the machine that is Galal Yafai. That performance was outstanding. Did you expect it to be that good?
He was in great shape, and look, Sonny Edwards is a top fighter. Anything can happen when you've got 2 fighters as good as them 2 boxing each other. But Galal had brilliant preparation. Sparred with Galal Rodriguez, one of the best flyweights in the world, for a full 4 and a bit weeks. Great preparation. Came off the back of a fight probably 9 weeks ago, so he was really sharp on it. Brilliant preparation, and he delivered. He's Olympic champion, and he's a top fighter, and he'll only go on and do better things as well.
It showed there with that performance tonight against Sonny Edwards. I know Sonny's announced his retirement, said his legs are gone, but for me, he was firing shots back, wasn't he? He was letting shots go. He was trying in there, but he was outclassed, wasn't he? Surely.
I think he got caught early. Galal caught him early. Galal's more heavy-handed than people think. He's a little bit like you, heavy-handed. Catching him.
You can see that.
Yeah, catching him around the sides, high on the temple and stuff. But look, we watched Sonny Edwards, fight Rodriguez, and he's a tremendous fighter. So Sonny Edwards, top fighter, has been a world champion and stuff. So not taking nothing away from Sonny Edwards, just Galal's night. Caught him early, stayed on him, had great preparation, and won the fight, and moves on to bigger things now. And he's just really pleased for him, and he put the work in, and he deserves everything he's got out of the sport.
Absolutely, he's very modest as well. I spoke to him there, and I asked him what's next, where are you going, and he didn't want to mention any names or say what's next for him. He just says, I'll just listen to Rob, and that's good, because if you listen to you, and I think there's people, and I won't mention any names, but if people listen to you who you've looked after before, they'd be in a lot better place right now, let me tell you. But let's not talk about old stuff. Let's talk about the future for Galal Yafai. And he said, I don't know, I'm just going to listen to Rob. Have you got a plan where he goes next or who he fights? Is there someone for you that stands out? I mean, Rodriguez is going to be on everybody's lips because of what he did to Sonny Edwards, but is that not really a fight he needs?
He's moved up a weight, Rodriguez. He's moved up recently. Galal's a genuine flyweight. So just like making roads at the top in the flyweight division, and getting to world title fights, and hopefully Galal delivers, which I'm sure he will, and just has a really good run for a few years like you did as a world champion, and go on and unify and have a fantastic career, and cement his name in British boxing history and the world. Like maybe one day a Hall of Famer like you, Carl.
Absolutely, he knows about the Hall of Fame. He was out there with me. He's the reason I got inducted. Last one. So, do you want one more fight before a world title shot, or would you be confident based on that performance? Because I would be to go straight in for a world title, or would you like one more to go a bit further, like 8, 9, 10, 11 rounds at that level?
Just it depends on the opponents, and
He's 31 years old. He's probably got to get a move on.
Yeah, and he's had.
But you're happy to chuck him in there for world title?
He's had 6 10-rounders and a 12-rounder. Galal can fight anybody in the flyweight division, but obviously, Matchroom is promoters. Let's see what we'll we'll sit down with them, agree a plan, and we'll move forward with it. How I am. I'll always work with people and do what's the best option. There'll be options for Galal now, lots of options, and we'll pick the best one.
Absolutely. Listen, outstanding performance. I'll let you get to the press conference. Thanks for talking to me. Always good to see you. And I'll see you soon. Cheers, Rob. Fantastic to catch up with Galal Yafai there and Rob McCracken. Straight in the change rooms after you've won the fight. The energy and the spirits are all lifted. Everyone's smiling and happy to have a conversation. And I could feel it in there. I could feel the energy. I was even a little bit nervous for him because when the fight's all over, you kind of just want to hear everybody's opinion on it and go back and watch it on replay. But Sunny Edwards is lingering around over there. I'm going to see if I can grab him. I'm here with Sunny Edwards. He's been good enough to let me hijack him. He's just been involved in a bit of a tough fight with Galal Yafai. What went wrong for you?
I'll be real. Probably the worst I've ever been, if I'm honest. I don't know, for the longest time, every part of my being wanted nothing else but to be in a boxing ring, and I feel like the last 6, 7, 8 months, even my last fight, I won. I was in tears in the changing room. You know what I mean? It's
like that desire's gone.
I feel like I've got eyes elsewhere in this world right now, and I love boxing, and it's always really been my first love. But do you know when getting in and doing it don't feel the same no more?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'll be real. I think my body's been getting me down. I think it's been no secret. I've had bad ankles. I've had bad hands. I've had bad shoulders. I've had bad everything, and I think it really just accumulated this camp. I had to have about 2-3 weeks off in a 10-week camp. It's not ideal. It's not great. Both times my ankles, so I was seated down for a week at a time both times. But no excuses, man. That's why I wanted to show grace in defeat. I wanted to give all the props necessary to the man, Galal Yafai. I've said this whole way through, and for the last 10 years, Galal's been a friend of mine. So, if I'm going to lose to anyone, losing to a friend ain't the worst thing.
Absolutely. Fair play to you, and well said as well. When I've seen you fight in the past, I see you in the ring, enjoying yourself, putting a show on. I didn't see any of that tonight, and now it makes sense why you didn't put a show on and enjoy yourself, because the training camps and the mindset obviously is not there. But we're not going to take anything away from Galal Yafai. What was it like being in front of him? You've sparred him hundreds of rounds, and you'd know him from day one, from the amateurs.
Yeah, that enjoyment. You're right, Carl. Bang on. It's crazy when you got a different person speaking to you that you normally do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Listen, the desire's gone. That's all you've got to say. I know when the desire went for me. And
I meant in my own head. I didn't mean my corner, because that sounded like I meant my corner. I didn't mean that. I meant, that voice you have with yourself when you're getting up the stool.
Absolutely. When you're getting up in the morning early and you're sparring and you're not enjoying it and your body's not doing what you want it to do. But you've announced your retirement, but you've had a great career, so fair play to you, and thanks for your time, man.
I appreciate it, Carl.
Pleasure. Take care, man. So that was Sunny Edwards there. I didn't want to keep him for too long because he just suffered another defeat and announced that he's retiring, and he said he didn't feel good, didn't feel himself. I don't want to take anything away from Galal Yafai, but Sunny Edwards has had one hell of a fantastic career. World champion, obviously had that knockout loss to Rodriguez, then he had a comeback win fight, and then now he's had this with Galal. So I can kind of see why he's decided to retire. He said that desire's gone. He said he's not feeling it anymore in the gym. He's not enjoying it. So that's the time to hang your gloves up or you end up getting hurt. But let me just say, Sunny Edwards has had one hell of a fantastic career. Great fighter. I used to love watching him fight. Skillful, slick, keeps out of the way, don't get hit. Great counter puncher, and he'll fight to the last breath. He's just such a competitor. So we'll probably get him on the channel actually in the future and have a good sit down when we'll do it. He warrants a half an hour sit down, but out of respect, I didn't want to keep him chatting because you could see he was bruised and sort of. He was pissed off one day. He's tired. He wants to go home. But it was nice for him to have a chat. But yeah, I'll let him go, and we'll get him on again very soon, I'm sure. But anyway, this has been another episode of Froch on Fighting. Let me know if you want me to come to the venues. I've come here to Birmingham. It's only an hour and 10 minutes up the road from Nottingham, and to come to a live event and be ringside again, I've got that little feeling back. So if you want me to come to more live events, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. Listen, the Cobra's always welcome at these shows. Had a little chat with Eddie Hearn earlier. Saw Frank Smith as well. It was nice to catch up with them. But yeah, this has been another episode of Froch on Fighting. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, like and share this unbelievable channel with your friends, because let's be honest, it's the biggest and best channel in the business. There's a few people have got to set straight very soon as well. I'm not going to talk about who they are, but you know, there's something brewing. There's a storm coming. Take care.